The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. Tommy O'Brien, Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials down 82. You get the Nasdaq off 7. S&Ps are down 7.5. We have the gold contract trading down $9.40 at 1,321. Silver's down 24 cents, $19.44. We have oil off 80 cents at 43.39. The 10-year notes are up 3 ticks. The 30-year bond up 13.6. Good old King Dollar's down 61 ticks. We have the euro trading at 109, the yen at 106, and we can expect some high volatility this week, baby.
We've been talking about this week. It's here.
It's here.
Yeah, earnings season.
Earnings season. We have the Fed, and the Fed starts a 2-day meeting, folks, tomorrow. Does a statement on Wednesday at 2. Now, what's unusual about this one, there's no press conference afterwards. So what's going to happen, I suspect, is that what's in that statement is going to have a little bit more impact on the market, because you're not going to be able to ask Janet Yellen, well, what do you think?
Definitely. It's going to have all the impact, right?
So, bottom line, we'll see where this whole thing shakes out. What's going to be intriguing is that when I really start looking at this, it looks to me like I want to wait before I basically sell the NDX before, Facebook and Google and Amazon. But it's like, man, when the Fed comes out that Wednesday, that looks to me like it's going to be the biggest impact of the week.
Are we going to up your webinar to tomorrow night? Is that what we're going to do?
I'm telling you, though. But really, when I start looking, I says, well, hold it, man. It's like the Fed, they're going to probably turn around and say,
joking, but yeah,
no, it's like, we have world rates, folks, that are still so dramatically low, but I don't know what their story is going to be this time, but it's really hard to say that we got to keep rates really low when the markets are at high. When, we don't have things are working here, man.
If not now, when, right?
Yeah, right.
There'll also be, and this isn't going to really impact this week, but there'll be bank stress test results come out at 4 o'clock on Friday.
Okay.
So going into the weekend.
Yeah.
Something for, especially any forex traders to be very aware of.
Sure.
The European Banking Authority will be releasing the stress test on banks.
Oh, the Europeans. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Because they've been hiding things for a long time. I'm sure they still will, but well, they
go ahead.
Well, that's normal for the banks.
Those Europeans.
Listen, folks, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, come over to our website at TFNN. You'll see the banner on the top of the side. You can bring it up. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account, and you can see how these defined option contracts trade. Out here this morning, guess what? What did I do?
What do you got going on?
Doesn't take much to understand what I just did this morning, right?
Yeah, tell us about it. What do you got?
Well, let's go first look at this gold contract. GC.
Oh, we got some gold.
It's sacrilegious. Yeah, I know I'm selling gold.
Wow.
It's a sacrilegious deal.
I didn't even know you had a gold bear suit.
I do. I have a gold trading suit, actually. The thing, my take on this, folks, is that, this thing wants to pull back to the 1280 area. But bottom line is that what you had out here this morning, okay, and I'll show you what the setup was. So the setup, 6 o'clock this morning, I think I hit it at 6. I hit it up here somewhere, about 6 o'clock. What was happening is that, gold's traded down to 13.13 last night. It got a small bump up at 6 o'clock to 13.18. And it's like, you had volume of 1,200. Well, the 1,200 was going against 4,500 from the 24th. It's like, okay, man, I'll take
last night, just so that's the open last night.
Okay, so it was like, I'll take that. I'll take that, because to me, this dollar wants to go higher, and I think it's going to be, whatever the Fed has to say. It doesn't mean they'll do it.
Sure.
It's going to be that expectation of what they're going to say. So what you did have is that then we broke the swing intraday. We broke with volume, so that's saying it's a small ABC structure down to 1307. You know, we'll see whether we get it. But if we go over to the Nadex platform, we'll show you what we pulled up here. So, in that platform, I sold the 1325, that 1275 to 1325. And I sold that. It cost me. Now, this is what's really cool, Darrell, that I like about this, even gold and Tommy. We know how volatile gold is, right?
Yep.
And the top of this contract is 1325. Now, this contract still only cost me $1.10 in premium when I sold it.
So you're talking gold premium. That's
right. Gold can move $1 easy.
Yeah.
So.
You know, I sold it at 16.10, and it was trading at like 13.17.20 at that point.
So you're risking what, like $89 per contract? I think that would be.
Yeah, I think
that's what it was. It's because it's the dollar minus 13.25 minus the I think it's going to be $89 exactly.
And only like $15 of that was premium though. So
right. Now part of that is because you have a lot more to the downside, as in you almost have $40 in your spread to the downside, and you have $9 maybe to the upside that you're going to increase your losses. Well, what's the realistic expectation that gold could decline $40, right? Not that high. And I'm just saying that's maybe why some of that premium isn't as high because you're only paying $1 because. But you might get it some days, and when you get it, your option's live. So we'll talk about it more.
Just stay right there, folks. Tommy, Darrell, myself, we're coming right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Tommy O'Brien, Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow down 87. We get the Nasdaq down 9. S&Ps are off 7.5. We're talking about the gold contract inside, in general, but we're talking about trading the Nadex product. Now, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What you just brought up here. Explain to us what you just brought up.
Well, even we were talking about during the break that, Darrell, if you look at that contract right now, we're just talking that there's actually no premium. The bid offer is just kind of straddled right around where gold is trading at, even though you have, if you're short, you'd have $10 to the upside for loss almost, and $40 to the downside for profit.
Right.
And that's because, the realistic expectation probably, and
Is the move's been made.
Right, as in probably on 99% of days, and maybe even more than 99% of days, there's not going to be more than a $10 or $11 move in gold in the next 3 hours before expiration. But guess what? It would probably take a world event or something, and those can happen. And you have profit potential to 12.75 and only exposure to 13.25. And it is remarkable that it's right now the bid offers 13.13.9 by 13.14.4 it was, and it's trading at 13.14.2. That's pretty cool, Darrell, when that sets up, and especially if you want to be bearish anyway.
Yeah.
That if you happen to get one of those outlier events while you have that contract,
right,
that's pretty cool.
And
would that be your take on it, Darrell?
Yeah, I mean, one, it's like just a low expected implied volatility by the market.
And
that's why it's so low.
Right.
And that's because, it's just not a reasonable expectation at all that's going to happen. But
so, I mean, the reality is the probability is almost more to the upside at this point for today. I'm not saying total. And still, there's not really, I'm looking at the 1300 to 1340.
Okay.
Like on the bullish side, you basically have a very similar setup. And on that 1300 to 1340, I mean, there's 2 ticks of premium in there. It's trading at 1314.5 right now. It's 145 to the downside, 255 to the upside. So let's see here. And then if you go to the 1300 to 1350, you get the exact same thing, actually a little better setup. So I look up at the scanner, you see both at the same time.
Yeah.
And they both have $146 risk. They both have $4 premium built into them. But the one that is 1300 to 1350 has $100 more of profit potential.
Yeah, right. If you happen to get one of those outlier bursts in the market in your direction, for sure. Why wouldn't you? Yeah.
So really, with either one of them at this point, you have a very good risk-reward ratio, and you're not really paying through the nose, and you have capped risk on it.
And folks, this is what makes the Nadex product so dynamic. I mean, that's really freaking cool, man.
It is.
I mean, you're talking about something that's defined risk that,
And we have them up side by side right now.
Yeah.
They are literally ticking, tick for tick, in unison, which is cool. Yeah.
And now here's something that's really cool to check out too. Okay, let me shrink my screen down a little bit so I can put a risk-reward graph up here for you. And I put those 2 contracts that have very low premium, okay?
Yeah.
And are trading right where the market is. And if you did a straddle on them, okay, that should be more of a straddle. I don't even know what you call it. A Siamese straddle, basically, is what this is.
Siamese straddle, okay.
And one of my mentors called it a Siamese straddle, Mark Parnos. He was a great trader. Passed away last year, but a great trader. And basically, it's putting on 2 straddles that overlap each other.
Okay.
Basically, a straddle where both sides overlap. And so if you check this out, you got a 13.5 bid by a 13.14.1 offer. Okay?
Yeah.
So your risk is the difference between the 2, because you can see down here what we have is this is the price.
Yeah.
And this is the profit and loss based on if it moves. Okay? So they're hedging each other except for that small difference in price, which, I mean, you're talking literally $6. Okay?
Yes.
Or 60 if you did 10.
Yeah.
Okay? So you got, 10. I mean, you're making $10 a tick just like on gold.
Right.
And now the catch is you won't really there's no way to get back that $6 or $60 until it moves.
Right.
Semi-substantially. So it's going to have to go basically above the ceiling or floor of the other contract. So basically above, let's see what we got, 1325 or below 1300. Okay, but if you had a target that you really thought it was going to go a lot further than one of those two prices, then you could put on this trade, and no matter which direction it goes, let's say you're like, man, I think if it goes up, it's going to fly
Well,
up.
above 1325 would seem to be pretty easy. We're only at 1322 right now versus below 1300, right?
We're at 13.
There you go. Exactly.
I thought he just said above 1325.
We're at
we could make-
1314 right now.
Yeah. So.
Oh.
And it
I
stops
got a different contract
yeah.
up here. I see. Okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
because we're on the.
Yeah. No, I gotta change this on my. I'm
Nadex
way
flipped over
too
to
far
August.
out on my Bloomberg. Okay.
I bet you're on December. I bet, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So they're flipping over to that like on
Yeah.
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday,
Right.
one of the days this week. So let's see here. They put a little pop up, but sometime this week they're going to flip over on gold. They just flipped over on natural gas.
Yeah.
And so midweek they'll flip over because they try to make sure they're on the most liquid contract.
Right.
So that way somebody can't.
No,
manipulate
that makes
the price.
sense.
So
I was ahead of it by a
and,
week.
they
which
didn't
I
used to
shouldn't
do
have
that. You could actually somebody could pound the close and mess with the settlement.
Oh,
They got smart about it, which I'm glad they did.
been. Yes,
So that
big
makes it
time.
fair market for everybody. But anyways, you're talking literally, half a point risk. And if you think it's going to fly up or down, I mean, $5, that's like an out of the money binary that has like no chance, except for this one actually could move. And then you got a big amount of money. I mean, you're talking 1325 up to 1350. Okay, that's 25 points of potential profit, $250 potential profit on one contract.
Yep.
And then you got from 1300 down to 1275. So another $250 of potential profit on a $6 risk, no matter what direction the market goes. You can't even do a binary straddle or strangle for that cheap.
Okay, so you know what we got to do? Wednesday, we got to look at this trade to see
Yeah.
what kind of premiums they put in,
Before the Fed.
because the 2 o'clock statement
Sure.
will move.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Has the potential to move that much
Yeah.
money.
the one catch is they close and the floor closes at 130.
Oh, what a
there you
killer!
go,
Yeah. Wow.
I know, right?
That is a killer. Yeah.
I've been petitioning Nadex for years. I'm like, come on, give us till 4 o'clock at least.
Yeah. Wow.
Like you're messing
Okay.
with every Fed fund statement on gold. So yeah, that's the only kicker on that.
That is a kicker. Okay.
But
Well, you'll have to
but you
look at
can't-
the weekly binaries maybe if you want some
Yeah.
exposure.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what we can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you can also look at when other countries release interest rates for this trade.
Yes.
So when you get like the pound interest rate,
Yeah.
European interest rate, especially with all the stuff going on with Europe and Britain and everything, right?
Yeah.
You got the Japanese interest rate. So those interest rates can also move gold. So oil inventories can impact dollar, which can impact gold. I mean, all sorts of stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah. No.
But it's
doubt.
one of those trades that it's one that you're not really like expecting to make a whole lot. But I mean, it only takes one out of
Right.
what about 50? I
Yeah.
guess
Well,
40,
that
whatever.
defined risk is so freaking
Yeah.
cool, man. I mean, that's
Yeah,
$6. Give
$6
me a break.
either direction. I mean, you could lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and lose. I mean, as long as you're not stupid on your volume, right?
Right.
And I mean, if you just did 10, or one, if you don't have a lot of money in your account, you could do one for a long time. I mean, one hits.
Right.
It covers a multitude of losses. It's just sort of a cool way to trade both directions really, really cheap.
It's huge. And folks, you can come over to our website. You can test drive this platform right now. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account. And when you do test drive it, you're going to be spending way too much money in too many contracts. As I was just talking about volume. But guess what? When you do this a few times, you realize that you can risk a small amount to make a decent amount, which is where you want to get your head to. You stay right there, folks. Darrell, Tom, myself, we're coming right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We have the Dow Industrials right now down 89. You get the Nasdaq down 7.5. S&Ps are down 8. And bottom line is that when you do take a look at the markets, what you're seeing here is that the Nasdaq is still strong. It's only down 1/10 of 1%, where the S&P's off 4/10. The Dow's off 4/10. Now, what we are going to have this week, and this is going to make a difference after the close out here. Wednesday and Thursday, probably not on.
This is tomorrow.
No.
Okay.
The reason I'm saying Wednesday and Thursday, I just realized I was pulling up Apple, folks, and well, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to pull up a few that have their earnings before the 4:15 close of the futures. But when I pull up Apple, it's at 4:30 they're coming out. So we can't trade the Nadex product on that. That'll make a difference as to where that's going. But what we do have is that Facebook, I believe, is on Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah, at 4 o'clock. Then we're going to have Google. This is so funny how Google, not Google, how Amazon did it. So Google always likes to come out like a 1/100th, whatever that is, after 4 o'clock. That's on the 28th. And then Amazon put out 1 minute past. So the 28th, Darrell, there's going to be some real fireworks inside that NDX 100, man.
That's the money day right there.
Yeah.
Out of all the now, Facebook has a pretty nice impact on it too.
Yes.
So I mean, they just started. What was it last year?
Yeah, they're monsters.
Yeah.
There's no doubt.
Yeah.
You know.
And they just started. So the first couple, I just sort of sat back and watched. Because
Yeah.
I mean, I had no idea if they'd have a big impact. But I mean,
Sure.
massive impact. So that's one to look at. And then of course, the big one is usually Google, and then you add Amazon on top of that.
I know.
And they have a lot of new stuff they've been doing this year. So to see what happens in this quarter with the new Prime Now,
Right.
all that, and how that turns out. And it'll be really interesting to watch the trade.
And what happens here, folks, is that specifically we're talking about is that, so you have 4 o'clock Google, 4:01 Amazon. The futures don't close to 4:15, so what you'd be looking for, whether you're bullish or bearish, should be looking for either a binary or a spread, basically, right before 4 o'clock. Oh, you can do it after it too. Well, no, you couldn't do it after it because that's when they're coming out. It would be right before it, you know.
That's some fast fingers for that.
That's going to be some fast fingers, man. And the way that if we go over to Amazon right now, Amazon's trading at this 742. It's like, okay, man. You can make the case that guess what? It's been a one-way trip for like this is amazing. It's for 6 months. 6 months. That's 3. Yeah, 6 months ago it was trading at 474. You're at 742. So it's like, okay, do you want just a normal pullback to 700? But in Amazon's place, if he decided that not put as much into research or warehouses, the thing go up $50 and $70 like in a heartbeat.
Yeah. Or if they just put up some huge numbers.
Which they will.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that. Right.
And Google, the thing intriguing with Google, Darrell, is that it's coming up to where it gapped down from the last earnings day, which is
right.
Yeah, which is the high was 760, the low was 749. They had closed at 759, and then the following day they opened up at 726. So you're coming up into that whole area with lighter volume. It's like, you know what, man? It looks to me like Google wants to get out of this 689 area. Now, so the hard deal, this is where I think the hard deal is going to come in on this day.
That's going to be a drop and a half. It goes down there. How fast? Go ahead.
No, it is going to be a drop and a half. Now, if it does. Now, but the trade, so check this out. This is what's going to make the trade even on Nadex a hard trade. Because if Google drops down there and Amazon's goes up $50, it's like, oh man, what are we going to have? What we're looking for, folks, is we're looking for the NDX, the NASDAQ futures, to move. If one offsets the others, it'd be a bummer.
Right.
Sure.
To go and compare the days on NASDAQ to the days on Google and see how far did NASDAQ move based on that earnings, and yeah.
Yeah,
it was a massive gap on the last one. I mean, it was huge.
It was, and it was a massive. If you go to Google, so what you have is this.
I mean, it went from 760 to 719.
The last. Actually, no. In January, that wasn't the. That was just that. That just got destroyed, man. in 3 days.
February.
In February, in 4 days, it went from $789 to 663. It's pretty intense, man.
But was it on the earnings? It gapped way up, and then it just let it all go.
Right. Yeah.
Like it gapped up, it closed down on the day, and then it just closed down hard, like for the next 3 or 4 days. It destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about as intense as you can get, man.
Really, it is. That's a massive fall, and then it took it all this time to even get close.
Yeah.
So it took it basically an entire quarter to even get close to the price it was at.
Yeah.
Pulled down. It didn't quite reach it back to that same high that it had reached on the last 2 earnings.
Now, which is important, folks, when you're looking at equities to see what they do when they fall out the window and how long it takes for them to get back up. I mean, the falls are pretty dramatic.
Well, so even looking back at the previous quarter, the one back in February, then released there was that, or January, what was that? February 1st, I guess, where it went up? Yeah, February 2nd.
It was February 2nd.
789.87.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would almost be like the stretching of the target. It was able to climb back up pre-earnings up to, 769.
And then gave it up again. Exactly.
So, I mean, but if you're looking at a strangle, okay, so this is the thing to look at. If you're looking at a strangle on Nadex, you want to look at those price levels.
Yeah.
And you know how I talk about how I do tiered strangles. I do my safe, what I call safe, strangles. Safer just meaning closer, so therefore they're more likely to get a 1-to-1. If I can get in there and I can spend $15 on both sides and I can make, 45 on one side or the other because it hits that price, then I make $15. Okay?
Yeah.
I may do 100 of them, but I make $15.
Sure.
And then I'll take that 15, and then it's where I'll stretch out. And I'll buy some of these $5 ones that are way out there, okay?
Okay.
And so what I'm doing is I'm expecting a high probability of it hitting the closer strangle. That's a 1-to-1. And then I'm hoping to use, what we would call the house's money, right?
Yeah.
Hoping to use the house's money to go get that $5 risk for $95 reward type trade.
Right.
And that's where, you really clean up when these happen. And that's what I try to do on Google. So I know it's only going to happen maybe once a year where I really, really clean up. But when I do, I mean, it's, you know, I get to go buy my daughter another horse type thing, right?
Well, and what does happen is that when you get those large moves, that can make a larger move very quickly. Because I can imagine if I was to have a long net stock on that day there, it's like, oh no, you know, you want to sell, and then if you didn't sell, folks, it was already down $50. And then the scariest part is look at the lower end of the swing point. It's like, oh no, hold it, that's down another $70. It's like, you really want to stay in?
Big moves, yeah.
Big moves, huge moves.
Huge.
You stay right there, folks. Tommy, Darrell, myself, we're going to be coming right back. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Dow right now is down 85. You get the Nasdaq off 7. S&Ps are down 7.5. We're going to be right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, don't forget, you can come right over to our website at TFNN. You can test drive this platform. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account, and this is a great week to test drive it. Because it's gonna be
probably no better week, seriously. Not even to exaggerate, right? I mean, I guess Brexit week was a good week, you know, but this is a good week too, for sure.
But
right?
It's up there. It is, you know.
Heavy news volatility weeks.
It's heavy news volatility, and it's gonna be like, okay, who is gonna have more impact? Is it gonna be the Fed statement on Wednesday, does Google, Facebook, and Amazon blow out numbers, and it's like, oh my God.
It's going to be whoever says the most unexpected thing.
Yeah,
Right?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And
So one thing I think that's important to remember is, too, is on these earnings plays,
yes.
which can be really, really awesome. All
Yeah.
right. And this is more the coming back to the caution side.
Yes.
Is remember that they're an earnings play. They're a 4 times a year play.
Right.
And so I'm just reminding some listeners out there that are like starting to dream of the new house they're going to buy from next next week.
Yeah.
Is you may go through a couple earnings that don't explode.
Sure.
Before you get to one of these that do. So don't go bank your account on the trade. It
Yeah.
really is risk capital over the course of each of the earnings plays that you play out.
It is.
So I just want to throw that out there because this is so much fun. And people are like, oh, wow, but I'm going to make a fortune because this is a set. It's like, well, it's over time. It's done very, very, very well.
No, I think that is so important what you just said, and the most importance is that you can play small and you can do fine. And even when I was first trading on this Nadex platform, folks, at the beginning, when everyone does the funny money, you blow it up 2 or 3 times easy. It's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I went right into binaries at the beginning. Then I did the spreads, right? Then, because of coming basically, I think, out of the equity market and just, always kind of having like a little bigger positions on, right? Then when I was even trading, I put bigger positions on. Then I realized that, man, I don't have to, because you can really make $200 into $800 and $700, and then you realize that, well, this adds up pretty good. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
But it takes it takes a bunch of trades to understand that. And I know you do, Darrell, because I remember you saying, well, I put 100 here and 100, and I was trying to figure out at the beginning. I said, well, it doesn't sound like you can make a lot of money. But you can. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
You can make decent money, okay,
Yeah.
without killing yourself. Versus, to me, is that 1,000 shares in the equity market. Well, guess what? The thing got 2 points in a heartbeat.
Yes,
for
for sure. Right? Yeah.
But and I'm looking at my trades. This is just from the last couple hours.
Yes.
Okay. And my size is 12, 14, 10, 8, 5, 8, 28, 8, 8, 5, 1.
Yeah.
So it just depends on what I look at the probability of the trade. I calculate that.
I do the exact same thing. Exactly.
And so
yeah.
I got as high as 28 contracts so far this morning, and as low as 1 contract.
Yeah.
So
because it's your conviction, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, okay, I'm going in on this one.
Yes.
And this one, I'm like, you know what? It looks like a decent setup. It's worth trading, but it's not. I'm not putting everything in on it. So, and I have trades that I'll do 100. I'll do 200. So it really just depends upon the trade. But the thing is, that's not abnormal for me to have that kind of, and it's not a massive range, but 1 to 20.
I agree.
And I make good money trading. I am profitable. I actually do make money trading Nadex, and you don't have to trade gargantuan size.
No, you don't.
To make a decent income.
Right.
That's one of the beautiful things I think about the way that they're leveraged. Stocks are. I like stocks. Stocks are fun, but you have to use a decent amount of money unless you have portfolio margining and stuff like that, or you're trading options. You don't have to use a lot, and you can actually make a pretty decent income. Just trade smart.
Right.
Be the best
And
way to
having
put it.
patience, no doubt. Let's go to Marie in Erie, Pennsylvania. Hey, Marie, how you doing?
I'm doing fine. How is it down there?
It has been a great summer. We've got a couple weeks that actually on 3 or 4 days humidity would come in good, but it seems that it's surprisingly not as hot as it has been. And we're already at, July 27th, so.
I don't know. I think it's been hot.
Wow.
No, see, Tommy thinks it's hot. You know what's so funny is that I think it has to do with our office. If you ever see me on Tiger TV when I have the sweatshirt on,
Yes,
our office is always so cold that I'm happy to when we get outside of work to feel the heat. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, right.
Well, I wondered why you were wearing a jacket when you're talking.
You should see how cold it is in here. Some of our employees in here have heaters at their desk.
Oh my goodness.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
That is true.
And this is supposedly a Class A building, so it's like, oh my God. But he's paying for the air conditioning, so we don't have to pay for it, but unreal. So we're going to look at advanced micro devices?
Yeah, I'm in this, and it's been doing very well.
Yeah, you get yourself a good pop here.
Yeah, they had a nice pop on that earnings right there.
So
and I've been wondering, do I take my money and run, or do I wait? I've been looking at the weekly, and I'm saying, wow, I don't know.
Okay, let's take a look at it. So you're up 57 cents today. Looks like it took a B point out. Yeah, you took a B point out of another ABC up. So your A point is 407. 552 is the B. So what's that? $1.45. 460, 560. That's already hit the ABC structure up. Okay.
Yeah.
Put this on a weekly. Oh, look at this. What a rocket ship. This is like a gold stock.
I know, it's like flying.
Okay, so yeah,
Like
no,
we have found
I'd
20 new mines over here.
Yep, I would stay right there because.
Do you think it'll go up to that 8 something?
I do.
Wow.
What happens is that the swing point is 835, and it has some decent volume, and the volume up at the swing point, which is really cool, Marie, for you, is only 340 million.
Right.
And last week you did 620. So it's like that's pushing that swing with volume. And then you do have that $10.04 area, which is the 2 swing points beyond that. But that's sticking out there like it wants to get hit. And then if you pull the whole thing together, it's like, okay, hold it. This can just be a dead cat bounce and get up to that area because, it came down from 35. So.
Yeah.
ICE is laying out at, my God, yeah, I'd stay right there. I mean, it looks, yeah, I'd stay right there. ICE is set up at $16. I don't think it's going to go to $16, but that'll just be a dead cat bounce.
Wow.
I know.
Yeah, I wasn't planning on staying this long with it, but it's been so good.
Yeah, I would stay to the swing point, and what you can do is this. This is what's pretty cool when you get something like this. Now, this is a little bit more work, but every day, what I would do is this. I would put a stop in intraday, and like right now, you could put a stop under 592.
Okay.
And I would do that every day. When you get something that's this nice, you only leave that for the day, okay? You're not going to leave that overnight, but for the day. That way you can walk away, whatever. If something does happen intraday, if the Fed comes out, says something, whatever, okay, great,
Yeah.
you get your money. Do you know what I'm saying?
So do a day order.
Yeah. So, that's how I'd protect that position.
Okay. Sounds good. Thanks a lot.
Have a great one. Have a safe one. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back. Dow Industrial's down 91. NASDAQ is off 8. S&Ps are down 8.5. We're going to be right back.
Are China A shares hot or not? If you trade China A shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A Share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's 2016, and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, if you go to the front page of TFNN, you're going to see the earnings are out. Now, what is the next trade? I'm going to be doing a live workshop coming this Thursday night.
You got it.
6 to 7 Eastern Standard Time for my Market Insight subscribers. Now, you can test drive Market Insights 30 days absolutely free right now. You come to the workshop, you get the Art of Time in the Trade, my book. You get in the Tiger's Den, you get all of the above. And it's going to be a while just watching this whole week play out.
I know. There'll be a lot of people dissecting and trying to figure out what all that information means, for sure.
What does it mean? And what will happen, folks, that is the day that we have Amazon and Google coming out. So cool. what the kicker there is that, okay, you get the Fed out of the way, you get Amazon, Google, Apple, Facebook out of the way. It's like, okay, now what?
For sure.
Now what?
For sure.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be wild. So, Darrell Martin, we're going to have a wild week out here, man.
We are, man. Play the earnings and have some fun during the day. Expect it to get a little bit quiet in the last half.
Yeah.
So, that's, on earnings, a lot of times, especially on the, where the bigger companies are, like Google and stuff.
Yes.
A lot of times you'll see a decent move up to lunch, and then you'll just see, it'll be a ghost town for a couple hours.
Yeah.
So don't be surprised by that, and don't get caught in chop. Like from, say, 1 to 4 type thing.
Because who's going to have huge conviction right ahead of it, right? Nobody.
Exactly.
And then they're all waiting, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we see the same thing on FOMC. Like a couple hours before it, everything just goes silent, And every once in a while you'll see a pop or something weird. Somebody comes in and pushes the market around. But usually it's pretty quiet in those couple hours. And so that's just, I think, a good thing to remember. That being aware of these earnings, even if you don't trade earnings, even if you don't trade stocks,
that's
right?
a fact, right?
I don't so much trade the news as I trade being aware of the news.
Right.
So, and even though I have like this whole new, what I call a news trading plan, but most of them are trades that I'm getting in before it and out after it. I'm not like trying to get in like on the action of whatever's being said.
Right.
And so, even if I'm not going to make that trade that day, I'm aware, hey, this announcement's coming out. What should I do? I mean, I've been in trades before. One day this was the last year. I wasn't even paying attention to Microsoft earnings.
Yeah.
And NASDAQ was just flying, and I'm like, what is going on? And I mean, it took me about 2 minutes to realize, Microsoft, because I couldn't believe the pricing of some of the options and stuff I was going in and trading. And,
sure.
And I wasn't even aware of it. And so it helped me some, it hurt me some, and it's very smart to be aware of, that's, diagnostic trading, that big, sort of the phrase that I term that, where you're aware of things like fundamentals is one of those 4 parts of diagnostic trading, being aware of fundamentals and when they're going to be released and come out in the news. So that way you can be a step ahead of other traders who have no clue. I mean,
and you want to definitely be aware of, because we got Apple, Google, Facebook, Amazon. These monsters, man.
That is the monsters. You got it.
Monsters. And then we get the Fed.
Right.
We're going to have some fun NASDAQ action next week. So
pretty amazing. And folks, don't forget, that you can get us on your cell phone 24 hours a day. We do live programming Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Monday through Friday? Oh, I'm sorry.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 at night. Tuesday, Thursday, 7 in the morning to 6 at night. Now, that's all the live programming. Get us 24 hours a day, though, right on your cell phone, TFNN.com. Hit Tiger TV. You're going to get great HD quality video as well as audio. And of course, when we talk options, we got a great lineup coming from you at Thinkorswim headquarters noon today.
Lots of action in the market, lots of trading opportunities across the board, and that's what whether you and we talk about it. The show's about to run up, but same thing. Just hedging in Nadex, right? You don't have to just trade on Nadex. I'm sure there's opportunities there coming into these earnings for sure.
That's my favorite way to trade Nadex.
Yeah,
is actually
we'll talk about that on
against
Friday sometime for sure.
Cool.
All right, here we go.
Darrell, have a great one, a safe one. Thanks Tom. Thanks, folks. You stay right there. A lot of great programming coming up for you. Dow Industrials down 91, Nasdaq off 5.5, S&P's off 8. Stay right there, folks. Thanks so much.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.